Work. We gotta get back to work. Let's sit and listen to the basketball game. And I'll have to look and see when Anita Skipper played. I did not know she was the leading scorer. I thought it was Sasha, but didn't, I thought, well, but then wait, somebody else played after, or did she play before? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll have to go check it out. She's funny. She likes basketball. I like basketball too. Basketball's a lot of fun. It's a good form of exercise, especially when you do it in a healthy manner and protect each other from your own egos. Yeah, that's what got me into big trouble at Mayfield and Cruces High. Well, I explained to my coaches, things that they wanted me to do that were from the rules that were uncouth that I would not do. And it was before they had the little arc thing under the basket and stuff. And I was the quickest guy. And they wanted me to stand under the basket and draw charges. And they thought I was being a pussy. And I was like, no, everybody does that to me. And it gets you hurt. And I won't do it to other people. I don't care if it is legal. I will not do it. And then what I tell them is, I'm going to win the game. I'm going to get that. But I'm not going to draw fouls like that. I don't think it's right. When a guy is going to the basket and and you can get there in time to draw a charge when he's underneath the basket, he when he's going up for the basket, he is vulnerable. And I was like, no, I won't do it. Okay, I refused. And Manny Treviso and Whitey and Manny Treviso and Jimmy Oliver abused the hell out of me for not doing it. And then Whitey Kaufman abused the hell out of me because him and Jimmy Oliver were best friends, and they thought I was an arrogant, cocky, egotistical, good-looking, super narcissistic jock. And now, that was in 1983, in 82 and 83 at Mayfield High School. Okay. And now in the National Basketball Association, they had a bunch of scientists study it and say most catastrophic injuries through basketball come because of that. Yeah. Because people stand under the basket and draw charges and when they're, and when they're vulnerable like that. And I said I wouldn't do it. See the funny little clown. It's amazing how a good person is so far ahead of people who think they're doing good with their science, their technology, and their genius. It's just when you look at, and the cool thing about it is I happen to be Earl from the Book of Revelation that fulfilled the book, that fulfilled prophecy, and the military and all the religious corporations were studying my entire life. And they sat and watched this abuse and knew it was wrong. And the only one that he couldn't do anything about it because he worked at White Sands, but he took his son out of school at Mayfield and took him to Parkland High School. And his daughter, who was the star at Mayfield and a very good ball player at New Mexico State, Dina Williams, sat there and told me, Dad pulled Gerald and took him, because they sat there and he sat every day in practice and watch Oliver and Treviso abuse the most talented player on the team because they were jealous of him. And I was like, who's that? She goes, you're as dumb at taking compliments in basketball as you are figuring out or knowing if girls like you. What? It was very funny. No, I was a cute kid. They used to call me Magnum. The girls at Mayfield called me Magnum because they said I looked like Tom Selleck's little brother. So I was, and I had his smile, And so that's why, because when I'd smile and we'd joke around, I'd smile, and he's Magnum. He looks like Magnum. And Francisco Estrada used to make fun of me about it. It's like, no, I really do. I do look like I could be related to Tom Selleck, and I could be his little brother or his kid. With a shorter wife that's more attractive. I'm just kidding around. I'm joking. No, Tom Selleck's a very handsome man, And but you got to watch a lot of those guys. Well, sometimes if you do things because you can attract a lot of money, you have an ego problem. And that ego problem isn't just you. You inherited it. Okay, because you are what you do, and life's eternal and grace is infinite. Okay, and you you will do what you think you are. I thought did that look like it's too young. So that one guy in the crowd over there and the Clipper game looked like Julian, the thing looked like Julian Lennon or one of the Lennons. Hey, Jude. Hey. But when he was younger. So I was sitting there looking at him going, he looks like a Lennon. The one guy sitting right there over the courtside at the Clippers game. It's like looking at him going, holy crap, I thought I saw a ghost. Hey, Jude, don't make it bad. I know Julian's a lot older. Julian's, close to my age. She's around my age, Julian Lennon is. And Sean is Sean, they did Beautiful Boy. Was that back in the 70s or 80s when they made that song or whatever, stuff like that? So I know Sean is younger than I am, but Julian's close to my age. Yeah, Julian Lennon. Yeah. What song was that he had? I can't remember. He was a pretty good little singer for a singer. He reminds you a lot of his pops. Yeah, and it's right on the tip of my tongue. That's Brendan the Timbalands. Yeah, I know. It was right on the tip of my tongue, and I was gonna say I love you. David Bales. I have that on the MP3. I just haven't heard it in like a good month of Sundays and Guitar Go. I'll have to look it up, see what happened to it, where it went. But, I went over there and re-recorded, See the Funny Little Clown, See Him Laughing on the Outside, because I had a copy of it, but it was really poor that you could barely hear it. Now I got it and you can hear it. And then I did the same thing with Safety Dance. And loaded up, what was the one we ever... Every day with you, girl, sweeter than the day before. Each day they say that all good things must come to an end. Anybody else like Dennis Jost and the Classic Four? Grew up on them. Yeah. Every Day with You, Girl. Stormy. I like Stormy better than Spooky, but I like them both. Yeah. Oh, Stormy, bring back my sunny day. And they do sing Bobby Hebb song. What is that song again? Sunny. Yeah, they do sing Sunny, but Bobby Hebb sings is better. Yeah. Sunny, thank you for the sunshine you bring. You gave to me your all in all, and now I feel 10 foot tall. That's a good tune. Sunny, one so blue, I love you. Yeah. Ask Garrett. You related to him? You never know. Might have had some people that owned dark brown women, thought that was pretty, and had yourself a boy named Bobby, and it came out with a big hit. You got a better voice than you do, though. That's so wrong. It happens. People don't like to hear the truth. They get all butthurt and shit, It's like, hey, man, Pharaoh did the same thing with my mama's people, asshole. Chicken's just coming home to roost. It's hitting too close to home, huh? Man, like me and Brian used to say, when it hits home, you don't want to hear it. But when it's making fun of other people, you don't think it affects you. But we made fun of ourselves. And then when we made fun of other people, it was satire. And it was being, it wasn't being critical. It was being intelligent. That's how me and Brian had humor. We were like that. And me and Ramirez doing the New Mexico jokes and shit. And how stupid they are in New Mexico. And it's like, it ain't changed. They're as dumb as fuck. I'll gladly kill over me and my grandpa's money and watch you and your Jesus tribe persons. Goddamn credit union commercials on the basketball game. We create our own. You do know I was born here, right? You do know I listen to the ball games, right? Because my nephew is stuck in NIL hell. Okay. Y'all motherfuckers is trifling and stupid. David Rockefeller nailed you all to the wall. If this is torture, chain me to the wall. I just let it do its thing. Because I know David Rockefeller wanted me to be the center, Tommy tried to explain it to me, my friend in Sierra Vista from General Dynamic. He said, we volunteer for the tough stuff. So I know I don't. You guys do. And they do. But when no one else will stand up for the truth because they're afraid of dying, I will. But the way the technology is, I think what Tommy was trying to say and what Mr. Rockefeller was trying to say is other people cannot survive what these assholes are willing to do to you to try to deny the glory of God and get you to denounce your faith. Other people can't do it. Okay, they'll go crazy. They'll focus on their finite delusions, and they'll kill over what they think they love, and they'll kill to save their children, and they'll kill to save their lover and their parents, and they'll do try to do a Guy Pearce and a time machine to go back but save her 100 times and all that stuff and everything like that. And it's like, just live the Lord's Prayer. Then that guy will not try to kill her for that ring to pay his bills or to procure sex or other stupid things from stupid people. Just live the Lord's Prayer. You don't have to go back in time to the World's Fair 1939. You don't have to go back in time to try to save Abraham Lincoln from John Wilkes Booth, because that's not going to save you. You're still not living the Lord's Prayer. And even if you go back in time and give them the Lord's Prayer, are they going to live it? Because Jesus did and you're still not. Okay, so a time machine can't save you, but humility and faith can save you and children from you. Predator, just because you put those stupid things on your faces and put it on, and just because some guy who is mad and angry because he doesn't get his way and makes these things come out their face like, from Predator and stuff, doesn't mean that, okay, do we have any cases on planet Earth where people developed this? I remember Day-Day, the kid in the Philippines, was it the Philippines? That had the hard things like fingernails come out of all of his body and cover his whole body. It was horrible, but it was like a reaction from his immune system to try to save him from a toxic and impoverished and environment, And you watched it, and they had to clip him off him and repair him surgically, and the body still wanted to do it. And so you'd have to put him in radically different conditions in a different environment where his body would react totally different to the environment. And they'd have to have the quote money and resources to put him in a healthy, stress-free environment. Okay? And when you have money and conflict, that's not going to happen. Right? When you eliminate the conflict over money, you don't have to leave the Philippines to recover from a stressful, toxic environment that is caused by human invention of conflict over money for sexual procreation and abuse, and thus, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm way more intelligent than you sit there and listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson and Brian Cox talk, and that one kid, the Bartlett kid, talk to all these people, and then you got this, and then you have to eat that, and you have to do this, and it's like, just forgive debt and trespass, love, one eternal, faithful peace, and then the rest of the stuff, we'll just work it out on its own. It'll all just work out. Oh, trust me. And then it'll be share, care, given, cause, need, built to last. Thank you. You're welcome. Heart of Psalm, seed of Proverbs. I don't ask for money. I only ask that you faithfully submit, okay, to life is eternal and grace is infinite. And don't come up to me and say, I'm a philosopher and what is truth? And I say, life's eternal, grace is, we can't talk, and then keep talking. It's like, I interested in buying your book or reading their book or reading a book that they wrote that people still sell and buy for money. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Where does it say, fight over money, and then whoever has the most money wins? You alpha predators. The alpha primitives. Oh, God. It's Stan Lee taking over the world again. Guys, he's just doing that to fit in with the assholes that are jealous of people like me because they want to beat me. And I'm like, I don't want to beat you. I just want to love and be loved in return. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. Right? I love you guys, man. I got to go soak because I did a lot of stuff and there was Roundup sprayed around where I exercise. Oh, because, hey, this is Las Cruces, New Mexico, and El Paso. It's a carcinogen that causes cancer declared by the National World Health Organization. But they all use it to keep their weeds down, to keep their constituents happy.